Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you, Evan, for your very kind introduction. You know, Evan's interviewed me a few times, and I said, thank God you aren't interviewing me today. So on behalf of the province of Ontario, it's my great privilege to welcome you all to the beautiful city of Toronto for the first U.S.-Canada Summit. Before I begin, I want to thank Eurasia Group and BMO Financial Group for bringing us together today and for hosting this conference. I also want to acknowledge the impressive list of speakers and dignitaries, some here in person, others virtually, including Ambassador Hillman, Ambassador Cohn, Ambassador Kraft, former Ambassador Kraft, and a good friend of mine, Kelly, if you're listening, God bless you, Governor Whitmer, Senator Coons, Minister Champagne, and former Prime Minister Harper, and Prime Minister Trudeau, which I understand will be speaking later today, and thank you for joining us. Friends, everyone in this room is familiar with the deep ties that have bound our two countries together for generations. We have long been close defense partners, with American and Canadian brothers and sisters fighting side by side on the battlefields of world wars, in Korea, and Afghanistan. We've been there for each other during our moments of need, including the immediate aftermath of 9/11, when Canada welcomed hundreds of stranded passengers and showed the true meaning of maritime hospitality. Today, we can boast about the world's longest undefended border as we work together through NORAD to defend our common airspace against potential threats. And now, we're standing shoulder to shoulder with the world, supporting our friends in Ukraine as they fight on the front lines of democracy against Putin's illegal invasion. When it comes to our economies, when it comes to cross-border trade and investment, there are no better partners anywhere in the entire world. The Canada-US-Mexico Free Trade Agreement and NAFTA before it are laying the groundwork for unparalleled prosperity and economic growth. The numbers speak for themselves. And I'm just focusing on my province now. If Ontario were a standalone country, we'd be America's third largest trading partner, with cross-border trade totaling over $450 billion a year. And for our American friends, that's over $327 billion US dollars. Now, folks, the other two are China and Mexico, but the Americans have massive trade deficits with them. If you look at our numbers, they're almost split right equally down the center. Ontario is the #1 trading partner with 16 US states, including Ohio, New York, and Michigan. And speaking of Michigan, I just want to give a big shout out to Governor Whitmer, who I know will be joining us virtually and a little later this morning. I'll tell you, we did some trade with Michigan. We do billions of dollars of trade, but we sent wolves down to Michigan. I think we got moose back, and that's a true story. She's a great friend, a great partner to our province. Ontario is also second largest trading partner with 9 other states. I always say Ontario is an economic powerhouse in North America. My own life has shown me just how close our two countries are. I remember being in Chicago, and we started our company down there in 1999 and early 2000, expanding the family business, traveling across the U.S. every day as on a plane, visiting. I think I hit 45 states, but that was continuous for about 20 years. No matter if it was down to Florida, to California, to Texas, and everything in between. As I did, I was struck at just how much we were alike. How much it felt like at home, how much it felt like I was talking to neighbors. So while challenges exist, now is a time, more than ever, to deepen our friendship on all fronts. Because the world is more unsettled and uncertain place. Russia's illegal war against Ukraine, China's disturbing provocations, ongoing challenges with supply chains, as we jointly navigate this new era of global unrest. we need to work closer than ever before. Economic security and geopolitical security, they're tied together. So on this side of the border, I can assure you, our government will do everything in our power to grow our trading relationship. And we call on our American friends to share the same commitment to removing obstacles. That means rejecting Buy America, measures that risk turning the clock back on decades of economic integration. Instead, both of our countries need to embrace policies that benefit and promote our strong North American partnership, policies that will protect and create jobs on both sides of the border. And friends, the greatest economic opportunities in front of us is to build on success of our integrated auto sectors, to create a cross-border electric vehicle supply chain. Ontario is blessed with some of the most mineral-rich deposits in the entire world, including the Ring of Fire, the critical minerals needed to make the next generation of EV batteries. Unlocking these resources, processing them, and connecting them to battery producers and auto manufacturers on both sides of the border represents the biggest transformation opportunity for both our economies for generations to come. In the next years that followed NAFTA, we witnessed one of the greatest bilateral success stories in the entire world, our integrated auto sectors. We all know the famous stat. Auto parts cross the border as many as 8 times before being installed in a final assembly plant in either one of our countries. Just as thousands of auto parts are shipped across the border every day, we have an opportunity to build an integrated North American electric vehicle supply chain. Just like parts now, minerals and battery materials could be crossing our borders on truck, train, or across the Great Lakes 6, 7, 8 times, adding value, creating jobs at every stage, as we mine and process critical minerals needed for electric vehicle batteries. This new cross-border electric vehicle supply chain will create thousands of good-paying jobs. It will protect and secure the progress both of our countries have achieved, revitalizing auto plants in communities that were a few short years ago at risk. Here at home, we're seeing second and third shifts added to plants as they retool for the electric vehicle revolution, and shovels in the ground on new battery plants, with global auto giants investing to grow in Ontario, protecting thousands of jobs in Windsor, Oshawa, London, and right across our great province, just as we're seeing in communities like Dearborn and Marysville in the U.S. As Premier, nothing brings me more joy than walking the floor of an auto plant or a factory and seeing the pride on the faces of workers. The pride that comes with making things in Ontario, the pride that comes with making things in North America. This kind of pride is no accident. It's born from the values shared by both of our great countries. Good pay for a good job, recognizing and rewarding hard work, security of being able to form a union. Now, you may be surprised, some of my American friends, to hear a Conservative Premier talk about the value of unions. But here in Canada, here in Ontario, we're learning that there's far more that unites us than divides us. And I'm proud to work alongside my friends at Unifor, LiUNA, the boiler makers, the pipe trades, plumbing and pipe fitting, electrical workers, and many others. We don't always agree, but it's critical that we work together because these values aren't shared by all. It's never been more important for our countries to build up a globally competitive, integrated electric vehicle supply chain without having to rely on minerals or processing capacity from unstable or unfriendly foreign regimes who don't share our values. If we take our economic and geopolitical security seriously, we cannot, under any circumstances, find ourselves relying on Russia, China, or other countries like them. And friends, as we build an integrated North American electric vehicle supply chain, both our countries share the common goal of strengthening our energy security. Canada continues to be the largest supplier of energy to the United States, with tens of billions of dollars in oil, petroleum products, natural gas, and electricity flowing south every year. Last year, as part of Ontario's plan to meet the growing demand for reliable, affordable, clean electricity, we announced plans to build the Western world's first grid-scale small modular reactor at our Darlington nuclear site. Small modular reactors, or SMRs, are setting the stage for the next generation of clean energy. They're a massive leap forward and a major development for the future of nuclear energy, the future of clean energy. As we all know, a green vehicle built on a dirty grid isn't a green vehicle at all. So last month, I was thrilled to see Ontario Power Generation and our technology partner, GE Hitachi, sign a collaboration agreement with the Tennessee Valley Authority to deploy SMR technology in Tennessee and other jurisdictions, helping to support the clean energy security of our two countries. My friends, as history has shown us, when our two countries, when our people, our businesses, our governments work together, there's nothing we can't accomplish. We have no more reliable partners than each other, no steadier friends in hard times. And as I said earlier, as we navigate global uncertainty, now is the time to strengthen, not weaken our relationships. While other countries around the world are choosing to look inward, we have an opportunity to work together towards common goals, to build our economies, integrate our supply chains, create good-paying jobs, increase our supply of clean, reliable, affordable energy, and keep our people safe. Let's meet the moment of global insecurity, not with America first or Canada first. Let's meet the moment with North America first. Thank you again for inviting me to speak, and I hope you all have a great rest of the conference, and may God bless the great people of our two great countries. Thank you so much.